It's that time of year again. Christmas is upon us. Okay, look, I know I said I was going to do a whole bunch of Christmas movies, and I'm going to try. I'll give you that, okay? But gotta keep in mind, it's been a busy month. The holidays are here. A lot of errands to run. A lot of working to do. A lot of good shows on TV. I'm gonna try to get as many reviews into this month as I can. So let's get the magic going. Okay, future me editing this, make sure that you add this hat, making it look like it magically appeared. Otherwise, it's just gonna really look lame. Oh, Christmas hat, haha. Hi, I'm Anthonix Maximus, bitching to you about movies because, oh my god, did you see Spider-Man No Way Home? Wasn't it great? Now I gotta sit here and talk about stupid-ass Santa Claus 2. Last year at this time, I talked about The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen, a movie where he plays a divorced dad who accidentally kills Santa, steals his identity, and gets fat. And something to do with him being able to be a better dad to his son. There's not really too much to say about this sequel. Tim Allen said he wasn't ready for a sequel until he saw a good script. Well, 8 years later, nothing really came from it, and there was not going to be a sequel to Jungle, so he said, fine, I'll do another movie. That's the background. All the principal cast members came back from the first movie to reprise their roles in this one. But this time we get a new elf played by Spencer Breslin. And this time we get a love interest, played by Elizabeth Mitchell. Now, originally this film was called The Santa Claus 2: The Escape Clause. Well, the Escape Clause doesn't really sound like it would go with this movie, so they dropped that subtitle and saved it for the third movie. I told you, I did plenty of research, it's just there's not really much to say about it. They filmed in Vancouver. This film has a whole different tone. Not so much the parental child custody hearing battles, as much as just diving into the whole mythology of Santa Claus and other holiday deities. It almost kind of jumps the shark. Or in this case, jumps the shark, I'll stay with that. Pretty much goes off the rails. So let's take a look to see what our friend Scott Calvin, played by Tim Allen, has been up to in all these years.
I'm getting something on the sonar. Sounds like tiny hammers.
Alright, so you notice something right away. In the last movie, the movie started off just like a regular film. You wouldn't know it was a Santa Claus movie yet. It just opened up at Scott Calvin's work party. Here, they waste little no time with the mystique and just jump right into that North Pole. And I have to say, I know the budget is higher in this film, so they show more of a wide world of Santa's North Pole, but sometimes less is more. In the first one, I actually felt like there was a special magic to it. This time, with all their higher budget and more CGI and more landscape and green screen, it just comes off more fake. Take a look. Children working their bones off in a sweatshop to make you merchandise. And that's the hammering that they're hearing from the airplane. Kids hammering things that don't even have nails, so I don't know what the hell they're hammering things for. The plane is flying over them, so that means the children elves need to shut the hell up.
They're coming right at us!
Take us to ElfCon 3!
Do they have to do this every time? David Krumholtz, he's back! Seriously, he was the star of the 90s and early 2000s. They're gonna shoot the plane down? Spencer Breslin, you up.
What now? Nobody needs to know about this, right?
That's comedy gold, you guys.
Bernard.
Why does he walk like that? Like, I feel like there should be a Bernard backstory. Like, a Bernard prequel where he fought in a great battle against Krampus. Oh, Oh, now that would be a great movie. A prequel for Bernard, where he was one of the children that Krampus kidnapped because Bernard was bad. And in a battle, he got injured, and that's why he limps around. That'd be a hell of a movie. Oh yeah, that's another thing, what I mean by overuse of CGI here. They overuse CGI so much that it makes the reindeer more of a cartoon. Like in the first movie, the reindeer, yeah, they were fake as hell, but at least their lines were just little reindeer grunts. Here... they laugh and make noises like they sound like one of the Rugrats.
Curtis, when are you gonna tell him?
Not now.
Ooh, there's something Curtis has to tell him. For God's sakes, Bernard, you're the one in charge. Just say it yourself. But no time for that, because you remember little Charlie, played by Eric Lloyd in the first movie? No relation to Jake Lloyd. Well, this time he's gone from little annoying bastard to older annoying rat bastard. There's Charlie, and there's the spray paint, and uh-oh, there's Miss Newman. Kooky. How did he not notice Miss Newman until the ladder hit the wall? And why didn't his little female friend say a word?
Let's think. Take the hat off. Too much counterweight.
Sad thing is, I can actually tell that Tim Allen is not really into this. Like, I have a feeling he was not having it. In fact, it was reported on set that, well, because Tim Allen would improvise a lot, he would accidentally cuss a lot on set. There was a swear jar made for him.
How's that static-free tinsel coming?
Hey guys, Santa wants to see the new tinsel.
Oh, all that tinsel. You little bastards are gonna have to clean that shit up.
Curtis, you need to tell him right now.
So happy right now. Why do I have to be the one to tell him?
And why is your delivery like this in every freaking movie?
I'm the head elf. I don't give bad news.
How do you not give bad news? In the first movie, I actually liked telling off Scott Calvin. So how are you not in a mood to tell him bad news now?
What are you doing with the naughty and nice list?
Uh-oh, he's about to find someone's on the naughty list.
It's Charlie.
Sheen? I thought he straightened out.
Okay, that's actually a funny joke. But in 2001, we haven't even tapped the craziness of Charlie Sheen yet. So you just wait, movie.
That's what you and Curtis were trying to tell me?
Great, you told him.
Oh no, not only he learns his rat bastard son is a rat bastard, but now Santa's about to learn the real bad news.
I gotta get married!
Yes, it's the Mrs. Claus.
Bernard, this is something you could have laid out in the first movie. And the other problem is, now that he learns that he has to be married, don't know why, it kind of begs the question that I had with the first movie. Where was Mrs. Claus? In the first movie, a Santa Claus had to die for Scott Calvin to become the new Santa Claus. What happened to the previous Santa Claus's Mrs. Claus? Where did she go? So this movie's director is Michael Lembeck. He's done a lot of TV specials.
What if I don't want to get married?
Oh dear. The designification process has begun!
What was his directing in this movie? Did he just go to Spencer Breslin and was like, I want you to shout your lines and say it really fast. That's comedy gold. And he was probably like, will it be funny? And then he's like, you're chubby, right? And he's like, yeah. Well, then it's gonna be funny.
That if I don't get married, I don't get to be Santa anymore?
28 days.
In 28 days, he doesn't get married. He is gonna go back to looking younger and lose all that weight? Oh yeah, no, that's a real problem for him. Before we get to the plot, let's watch a meeting about all the holiday deities with Aisha Taylor. Peter Boyle, what are you doing here? You were the boss in the last movie. Now your father time.
I'd like to again
propose a new name for myself? The Molinator.
This conversation's very essential to the plot, you see, because we need to have some focus on the Tooth Fairy for a tiny reason at the end of the film. Really, that's the only reason why we have this scene.
Duplicate will look and think just like you.
Because that's how you advance a story. See, the first movie was a Kramer versus Kramer mixed with Miracle on 34th Street vibe. This movie is, Hero versus Evil Robot. Kiss meets Phantom of the Park at Christmas time.
Right.
Wow, I don't know what's more creepy. The introduction of robot Santa Claus being nude or just Tim Allen in that prosthetic.
It's beautiful, Bernard. It really is.
I've added a power reserve that measures how much magic you have left. But if at any time you use up any magic for any reason, the level drops.
So when he's outside the North Pole, his powers are limited. And if they go to nothing, he is going to be stuck. Again, I really don't see a problem on his end. Okay, yeah, fine. I guess children won't get their toys. But remember, in this universe, parents don't believe in Santa Claus, even though presents still show up somehow.
Yeah. Come here, big guy.
It's our friend, Judge Reinhold, as Neil. And yeah, there's Scott's ex-wife. Oh, no. I am a child of divorce. I am not comfortable with exes being nice to each other. Yeah, so this is the damage that Charlie did. You got her good.
It feels to me like you're trying to get someone's attention.
The only attention he's trying to get is some more movie studios to hire him. Me too. Please hire me.
Have you noticed the hallways in this school? There's not a decoration.
And spending any of that money on holiday decorations would take away from the things that truly matter.
Principal Newman kind of has a point, but because it's a Christmas film, a family film, we're gonna go ahead and vilify her because she had to budget.
How about a nice chocolatey cocoa?
Okay. I'm sorry, I actually like Robot Santa. He's creepy as hell, but not anywhere near as creepy as Santa Claus back in the day.
Ah! Whoa! I think Santa feels a little buzz.
Tim Allen said Buzz because he's the voice of Buzz Lightyear. Or he's saying Buzz because Tim Allen is reliving his early years.
And you only have 27 days to find a wife or you're out?
Here's a bigger problem that I have. Product placement is product placement. I mean, look at how she's carrying that McDonald's bag. I don't have a McDonald's product, but let me show you with this. Who walks around with a McDonald's bag holding a bag like this? Because it's obvious that Disney and McDonald's had a partnership. What the hell are you doing? Charlie just got in trouble. Don't give him McDonald's. This is coming from a guy who came from the generation of reward your kids with McDonald's because clearly that worked so well. But don't worry, I don't do McDonald's so much anymore. I grew up from that. This, what you see before you, well, that's just a result of me having constant sweet tooth and anxiety.
I don't think there's a woman out there that doesn't want a piece of this.
Come on, if Big Ed from 90 Day Fiancé can get engaged multiple times, I think any of us has a chance. Watch out, Spencer Breslin. You thought you were the annoying kid? You're about to have some competition.
Well, tell me what's been happening.
Uncle Scott, I learned how to swim underwater and I'm not afraid.
And now Scott is going on his first date dressed up as Bill Cosby and he's using his ex-wife's van. I don't even have to say a joke to that, it writes itself. Oh cool, it's Molly Shannon. No, she's not greeting at all. Even though she keeps playing Mary Catherine Gallagher from Superstar and keeps playing the same thing over and over and over again. No, she's not greeting at all.
You're straight. Your head's crooked.
Why? Why?
Santa already checked it.
No, I didn't.
The real Santa.
I am the real Santa.
See, the last movie was missing an antagonist because the antagonist was pretty much Scott Calvin himself. But this one, well, the robot is going off the handles, just like Santa from Futurama.
Santa has something very special in his sack for you two.
Carly, your vandalizing is so weak. Call her a bitch. Write something more dirty. Like, if you're gonna get suspended, make it worthwhile. Principal Carol Newman is played by Elizabeth Mitchell, who actually beat out Kelly Preston and Brooke Shields and Jennifer Connelly for this role.
I think they should all get coal in their stockings, don't you?
Oh, and just like the Santa Claus from Futurama, this robot Santa Claus thinks even the littlest bit of naughtiness is enough to be punished. Quite frankly, I hope Scott Calvin doesn't come back.
Hey, you in charge of the gangbangers?
Whoa! Whoa! In charge of the what?
Keep away from the car, it's new. I need some delinquent kids scratching it up.
Hey, they're not delinquents. They're good kids.
Oh, see, the fact that she's defending the delinquents mean that there is a little heart. And there's that Santa Claus magic where a little girl wants to talk to him, and it does not come off creepy, according to this film.
Movie's okay, but the car was the star. 53 MGTD.
We get it, Tim Allen. Home improvement is over, but you still want to talk about cars.
Oh, no! I've killed Wilson! Looks like it's back to jail for me.
Great, that's great. He used his limited Christmas magic to turn a minivan into an open sled drawn by 2 horses. Magic aside, if I was Carol, I would not even trust this man to take me to the faculty party. Oh, now we're about to get into the backstory of Carol's disbelief in Santa.
I believed in Santa so much that I would get in fights at school with kids who tried to tell me that he didn't exist.
I can promise you it's not going to be like Gremlins where her dad got caught in a chimney and died. It's a whole different story in this movie.
That's when my parents decided to tell me to grow up.
Christmas came, no weenie whistle.
This really is very much like a Christmas movie made nowadays. You know, the same Hallmark Channel, Lifetime stereotype, busy businesswoman or busy teacher woman doesn't have any time for nonsense. But suddenly, the power of penis turns her to belief in magic. And it turns out that the Christmas party is boring because they don't celebrate Christmas enough. Or if this was a Pureflix movie or a Kirk Cameron movie, they would just probably blame it on the fact that religion is removed from school, therefore Christmas is not fun.
Thought I'd step up here and say the word that we've all been longing to hear. Fire!
Oh God, Tim Allen's drunk again.
What's in here?
Oh, that's nice. Santa Claus is giving all the faculty members Christmas gifts, stuff that they love from their childhood. Which kind of depresses the fact that Santa Claus don't usually give gifts to adults. Lazy cheap bastard. I'm trying to complete my NECA collection. At some point, and maybe I'm just being a cynic here, but at some point, someone's got to be like, how the hell does he know about us? I don't know if this was the writer's intention, but it is very reminiscent to the movie Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Santa Claus meets Mrs. Claus, who actually is a teacher, and he actually gifts her a doll.
Where did that come from?
Wow! And Santa Claus uses magic to produce a sexual assault weed. And they kissed, closed mouth, the sexiest way a Disney movie would allow. Meanwhile, Robot Santa Claus is going to give coal to all the boys and girls. And quite frankly, the way kids are acting these days, I think we should bring back the whole coal thing, right? I'm sorry, older Tony seems to side with the bad guy in these holiday films. Oh no, Bernard is being overpowered by wooden soldiers that don't even have joints in their arms or fingers that move. So I don't even know how he's being overpowered, but he's being overpowered.
I'm Santa Claus.
And of course, Carol doesn't believe Scott is Santa Claus. Even though he still has some magic left, he could have just shown her something else. This movie just wants to be long for no reason.
And forget about Santa. I'm done. My time's up.
Oh, never mind. I guess he used all his magic at the Christmas party. Freaking dummy. We figured that out because it turns out that Charlie is upset and acting out because his dad is distant. You know, in the first movie, Bernard gave you the snow globe so you can reach out to your father anytime. But no, it's all about keeping a secret. I said it many times. I can't find new ways to say it, but Charlie is a bastard.
And you can't be mad at him forever, Charlie. He's your daddy and you love him.
Oh, and of course, Lucy is the one who talks to Charlie because it's a Disney movie, and a Disney movie, children are super smart for reasons.
Uncle Scott!
Yeah, right here. What's wrong?
It's okay, Lucy. I have the same reaction every time I see Spencer Breslin. But Curtis is there to get Scott to go back to the North Pole, but uh-oh! Comet is overweight!
You're not supposed to eat sugar. It's bad for you.
Is that poopy joke? But that's okay because they're gonna try to get the help of the Tooth Fairy by letting Neo help Scott remove a tooth with a toaster. And somehow the toaster is strong enough to pull him over the rails. You know, I can only allow so much disbelief in my magical movies. But that's okay. The Cretan girl lost a tooth. See, I like this scene because Spencer Breslin's getting tortured.
Could you possibly fly a little higher? What? No! Never mind!
Aw, that's nice. Young Charlie is trying to talk Miss Newman into giving Scott another chance by showing her the ornament from Power Rangers the movie.
Wish I could do more, but I gotta go. Denver just started a new Pee Wee Hockey League.
He said Denver because Tim Allen is from Denver. That's not even a fun fact. That's just there.
Sometimes.
So that's pretty cool. It says 19 minutes till Christmas. It's actually 19 minutes left of the film. Good timing. Good timing. Charlie is there now to save the day because he summoned the Tooth Fairy by losing his tooth. He's lucky he got that Tooth Fairy and not this Tooth Fairy. And here's Scott riding on Chet.
Chet! Chet.
And I knew I recognized the voice.
Chet, you gotta focus.
Katsusi, voice of Phil and Lil from Rugrats. And of course we have to up the stakes by making an action scene.
Scott, go! Yeah, boy, come on! Faster!
But that's okay. Scott stops Santa by releasing the reindeer. I guess the reindeer have no abilities on their own, so they just get controlled by whoever is pulling their reins.
What? You're pretty good too.
We got 10 minutes, we gotta go.
And as they're punishing Robot Santa, Charlie just said he has 10 minutes left, which is pretty awesome because there literally is 10 minutes left of this film. They really are keeping track. If it was any other scenario, a woman be running off, but he is magic, so yeah, sure, why not get married? And then when they divorce eventually, she can have the entire North Pole to herself. It works out very well. In that short amount of time, they managed to pull together a wedding inviting all the holiday deities. And the moment that they got married, the groom got white hair and gained weight, just like any other marriage.
Which means a 3-month honeymoon for us. Nothing tropical. You do not want to see this in a Speedo.
You're stuck with that, Carol. Not that I'm shaming. Everyone is somebody's flavor. Aw, and Charlie gets to show his little sister that his dad is Santa Claus. Which, I mean, come on. His dad's a big guy and has a pet reindeer. Don't be such a dumbass, Lucy. The movie ends the same way the first one did, by Santa going off into the sky with his reindeer. Except for this one, it's extra stupid because Chet's in it.
Nothing wrong with a straight line, Chet. Chet!
Oh, but in the mid-credits, we get to see Mrs. Claus also gains all that weight. And she's happy about it, even though she's pulled away from everything she's ever known and believed in, and no longer has a career of her own. She's now somebody's wife. Happy ending for her. And Robot Santa is now the size of a toy.
What the heck are we doing out here?
Once again, Tim Allen is doing his shtick. With a budget of $65 million, this movie did pull in a total of $172.8 million, so it was a success. And this time, for the next sequel, we didn't have to wait as long. For this film, I did not like it as much as the first one, because, I don't know, maybe it's because the first one and the following two are completely different movies. The first one is a serious tone about a single divorced father trying to gain the love of his son and trying to be a better dad, where this movie just kind of goes into the whole idea of the mythology of Santa, which wouldn't be a bad thing if that was further explored in the first one. In the first one, like I said, it's more focused on winning the love of his son with magic in the background, where in this one it's everything magic first and trying to maintain the love of his son while finding a brand new love. Not a bad movie, just more schlocky than the last one. And that is my Christmas review, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna try to squeeze in here. Unless, of course, I manage to squeeze in another one. We'll find out.
Needlepoint sweater, a minivan. See you in about 8 minutes.
Thing is, here I am actually reviewing the next movie. It is, at the time, 1:44 a.m. I have to film late at night because, well, when you live in a busy city, you have to kind of do that. And the reason why I went with Santa Claus 2 as my Christmas review is because I reviewed the first one last year, so I'm trying to roll this along because I still want to squeeze in a New Year's review. I've just been kind of sick lately. It's just a cold, nothing else. But, you know, I just try to keep this going as much as I can. I know I'm not as consistent on YouTube as I should be, but I have adult stuff to do on the side. Where this YouTube is, to me, not so much my job. I mean, it is, but it doesn't quite pay the bills right now. And that's fine. I make that choice. I treat this as a hobby, and I have to treat it as a hobby because otherwise, if I treat it like a job, I'm going to get more burnt out. And I don't want that to ever happen. As I've always said, if I don't become a big YouTuber, that's okay. You know what? It just means I have myself a portfolio of experiences lasting years through my video library. Anyways, happy holidays.